1.
It's made of paper. It's used for learning languages. It's sold in a bookshop.
2.
It's made of plastic. It's sold with computers. It's used for typing.
3.
They're made from potatoes. They're fried. They're often eaten with burgers.
4.
It's made of plastic. It's worn on the head. It's used in a pool.
5.
It's made of plastic. It's kept in a wallet or purse. It's used for buying things.
6.
It's made with fruit and sugar. It's boiled. It's eaten with bread or toast.
Her car is kept in the garage.
1.
Cricket isn't watched in America.
2.
Helmets aren't worn in tennis.
3.
Are you paid a lot of money?
4.
A lot of shellfish is eaten in China.
5.
We're never chosen for the football team.
6.
How many cars are made in Britain?
7.
Millions of videos are downloaded every day.
8.
German isn't taught at my school.
9.
Are you ever left at home on your own?
10.
Criminals are always caught in the end.
The customers are served by her daughter.
1.
The menus are designed by her brother.
2.
The cafe is cleaned by her sister.
3.
The cakes are made by her husband.
4.
The washing up is done by her son.
5.
The vegetables are grown by her parents.
6.
The food is cooked by Molly.
How was your parents' party last night?
It was good, thanks.
How many people were invited?
There were about 50.
50? Where were all the cars parked?
Luckily, there's a car park near our house, so most cars were parked there. But my parents had to make lots of food for all the people.
Yes, of course. Was all the food eaten?
Not all of it. There was a lot of cake left, so I can eat cake all week.
Lucky you. What sort of music was played?
Jazz, mostly. My parents have some friends who are musicians, and they were brilliant.
Great! And was anything broken?
Actually, there was one thing. A table got broken when my cousin Leo fell down the stairs and crashed into it.
Oh, was he okay?
Yes. Well, he was okay until my mum saw the table.
1.
Fizzy drinks were invented in 1770.
2.
The Statue of Liberty was designed by August Bartholdi.
3.
The 2012 Olympic Games were held in London.
4.
Coca-Cola was invented by John Pemberton.
5.
Mount Everest was climbed for the first time in 1953.
6.
The music for the ballet Swan Lake was composed by Tchaikovsky.
7.
The first mobile phone was used in 1973.
8.
Kites were invented in China.
9.
The 2010 Football World Cup was won by Spain. What happens to your luggage when you travel by plane? Here's how the system works. A special tag is attached to every piece of luggage at departures. All the bags and suitcases are checked by a machine. The luggage is sorted and loaded onto a cart for the flight. All the bags and suitcases for the flight are loaded onto the aeroplane. The luggage is unloaded at arrivals. It is collected from the carousel by the passengers.
What's all that stuff? I was given this old box that belonged to my great-grandfather. He was a photographer. Wow! What kind of photos did he take? He was a journalist, so he was often sent to different countries, and he took all kinds of photos. A lot of his professional photos were sold by one of my aunts last year, but this box was kept in the family because the pictures are more personal. Oh, right. Look at these photos. I'm pretty sure they were taken in Japan. He loved Japan, and he was offered a good job there, but he didn't take it. I don't know why.
Here are the answers to the general knowledge quiz. The first Olympic Games were held in Athens, in Greece. Chess was first played in India in the 6th century. Glass is mostly made of silica. Denim jeans were first worn in the 19th century. Akan is an African language which is spoken in Ghana. Most of the world's oranges are grown in Brazil. Brazil is also the world's biggest coffee producer, so the answer for number 6 is C. Shooting stars are actually meteor showers. They are usually seen about 100 kilometers above the Earth. This bridge, the Rialto Bridge in Venice, Italy, was built in the 16th century, in 1591. Fireworks were first invented by the Chinese in the 7th century. The first skyscraper, officially recognized as a building more than 10 stories high, was built in the USA, in the city of Chicago, in 1885.
One.
It'll be put in a cup of hot water. Then it'll be taken out and thrown in the bin.
2.
It'll be borrowed, it'll be read, it'll be returned to the library.
3.
They'll be washed, they'll be ironed, they'll be worn again.
4.
He'll be interviewed and he'll be photographed.
5.
They'll be peeled.
6.
It'll be cut into pieces. It'll be made into a dress.
We might be given some books.
1.
It might be used as a bag.
2.
He might be asked to give a speech.
3.
You might not be met at the airport.
4,
They might get taken to a restaurant.
5,
She might not get offered the job.
6,
It might not be announced today.
It will probably be left where it is, but it might be put in a garden.
Is it the flower?
No. It might be taken inside a house and used to keep a door open.
Is it the old boot?
No. It probably won't be moved anywhere, but it might be put in a river and used as a step.
Is it the...
Yes, it is!
1,
Have you had your hair cut?
2,
I've had my shoes polished.
3,
She's having her eyes tested.
4,
I might have my feet measured.
It had been a busy morning. I'd been to the shoe shop, where I'd just had my feet measured for the first time in ages. And then I'd been to the hairdresser's, where I'd had my hair cut and styled in a new way. Then, when I was riding my bike home through the park, I rode straight into an enormous rock that was lying on the path. I flew off my bike and over the handlebars and landed on the path on my right arm, which was really painful. I managed to push my bike home with my good arm, but my bad arm was still really hurting. So Mum took me straight to hospital, where I had it x-rayed. Fortunately, the doctor told me it wasn't broken, but I had it bandaged by a nurse, and they told me to rest it for a few weeks. The front wheel of my bike is quite badly damaged, but I'm having it repaired tomorrow. I think I didn't see the rock in the park because my hair was over my eyes. But Mum's worried that I might have a problem with my eyes. She says I have to have my eyes tested before I go on my bike again.